Welcome back to my channel. And besties, buckle up, because what unfolded in that Arizona courtroom today could make even TLC's editors blush. This wasn't a scene from Sister Wives. This was the unfiltered, unscripted collapse of the Brown family empire, played out under cold fluorescent lights and sworn oaths. Picture it. A silent courtroom, the air sharp with tension. Two long oak tables. On one side, Christine Brown, calm but resolute, flanked by her legal team. On the other, Robyn Brown, in a navy blazer pressed to perfection, and Kody, arms crossed, jaw tight, trying to smirk his way through judgment. The court officer calls for order. The room stills. And then, Christine's attorney stands, holding a folder so thick you'd think it was the lost season finale of Sister Wives. "Your Honor," she begins, voice slicing through the silence. "We are here today to demand full disclosure of all real estate holdings and financial assets tied to the Brown family trust, including those acquired or hidden under the marriage of Kody and Robyn Brown." Kody shifts. Robyn blinks once. The judge gestures for the folder. And just like that, the illusion begins to crumble. Because what Christine's team handed over wasn't just paperwork. It was a blueprint of betrayal. Let's rewind the story. Before Christine ever stepped foot into that courtroom, she had doubts. For years, she'd asked questions that never got answers, questions buried under Robyn's quiet manipulations and Kody's spiritual sermons. Remember 2020 when Christine announced she was leaving Kody? Everyone focused on the heartbreak, the tears, the moving to Utah moment. But behind the scenes, Christine was already tracing financial footprints that didn't make sense. Why was Kody crying poor on camera while Robyn was hiring interior designers for her Flagstaff mansion? Why did Janelle lose her access to family land while Robyn's name started popping up on property deeds? And the biggest question of all, how could Christine walk away after 25 years with nothing? No title, no equity, no payout, because she'd been cut out long before she ever left. So today, Christine wasn't there for closure. She was there for justice, and she brought receipts. The judge flips open the first page. Brown Family Holdings Overview. A list of properties, trusts, and LLCs, some public, some buried deep. Immediately, 3 entries jump out. Flagstaff Mansion No. 1, purchased 2019, $890,000 under Robyn Brown's name, paid in cash. Flagstaff Mansion No. 2, 2021, $101 million held by Robyn Shell LLC, no cosigners. And the Coyote Pass land, officially subdivided, but only Kody and Robyn listed as title holders. Christine's name? Gone. Janelle's? Erased? Mary's? Not even a mention. Then came the explosion. On page 4, a 2018 email from Kody Brown himself. Retitle all properties under Robyn's name going forward. No need to involve the others. We'll call it tax efficiency. A lie dressed as logistics. And the courtroom knew it. "Mr. Brown," the judge asked, "are you confirming that you reallocated family assets solely under your legal wife's name, without disclosure to the others?" Kody stammered. "At the time, we thought it was more efficient." "Legally, Robyn," Christine's attorney cut in, "efficiency doesn't erase deception." The man who preached unity had quietly turned a plural dream into a monogamous empire, and now the truth was on record. And that's when it hit. The Coyote Pass dream. The same dream Kody sold to millions of viewers. 4 wives, 4 homes, 1 family. But Christine's lawyer had land records showing that by 2022, 3 of the 4 parcels were already locked under Kody and Robyn's names. And the 4th? Pending reassignment. Translation: Janelle was being pushed off the land she fought for. While she was out in an RV hauling her own water, Kody and Robyn were signing garden view deeds. Robyn's attorney panicked, asking for a recess. Christine's lawyer snapped, "Transparency delayed is justice denied." The judge agreed. And then, Robyn finally spoke, softly, trembling. "This was always Kody's decision. I just signed what he asked me to." But Christine had proof otherwise. Because among those exhibits was a notarized 2020 letter signed by Robyn herself, instructing a title company to merge multiple parcels into a single-owner deed under Robyn A. Brown. She wasn't just signing papers. She was orchestrating them. And that's what this case is really about. How spiritual wives can be erased from contracts, but kept in the story for ratings. Christine's battle isn't only financial. It's symbolic. She's tearing down the illusion that sister wives ever represented equality. The judge ordered a forensic audit, covering every property, trust, and LLC between 2016 and 2022. You could see the color drain from Kody's face. The man who built his kingdom on loyalty was watching the walls close in. Christine didn't smile. She didn't gloat. She simply stood up, gathered her papers, and walked out. Head high. Because her victory wasn't emotional, it was legal. And as she left that courtroom, one thing became clear. It wasn't just a mansion they were hiding. It was a vault of secrets. It was a vault of secrets. Today's revelation isn't just about money. It's about betrayal, buried beneath signatures, memos, and the illusion of love. Because when Christine's legal team dropped the next file, you could feel the temperature in that courtroom change. Attached to the property transfer were 2 short memos. The first read, "Property to remain in Robyn's name only to avoid interspousal complications." And the second? It hit like a bullet. Christine has recently become emotionally unstable regarding family decisions. That note wasn't from a therapist. It wasn't from a doctor. It was written by Kody Brown himself, in a private memo to his financial advisor, 2 weeks before Robyn's mansion was purchased in cash. Christine wasn't cut out because she was unstable. She was cut out because she was finally asking questions. Now let's talk about that home, the one we all saw in glimpses on Sister Wives. The grand staircase, the shining chandeliers, the towering Christmas tree. But what the cameras didn't show? The security gates. The double offices. Robyn's walk-in closet lined with custom cabinetry and a $14,000 Sub-Zero fridge. A guest suite for the nanny. Christine's lawyer projected Zillow blueprints onto the courtroom screen, room by room, inch by inch, showing exactly what their money built. While Christine was renting a duplex in Utah and Janelle was hauling water to her RV, this was the fortress Kody called home base. A former real estate agent testified under oath. It was made clear during closing, this home was for Mr. and Mrs. Brown only. No cosigners, no trust. No plural family documentation. No plural family. Not even a mention of the other wives. So what was the plan? Why funnel everything into one mansion under one name? Christine's attorney had a term for it, estate funneling. The tactic? Hide assets behind the legal wife. Use show money to buy high-value property. Then, when the plural structure collapses, only she walks away protected. It's brilliant. It's brutal. And it worked, until now. The house wasn't just luxury. It was leverage. A financial fortress built while everyone else was told, money's tight. Then came the receipts, literal ones. Robyn's Amazon Prime order from the week of the home purchase, $23.74, a $1,600 rug, custom chandeliers, designer bedding, delivered within 72 hours of closing. And all this, just days after Janelle downsized, Mary worked overtime at her B&B, and Christine was paying tuition for Truly. The judge leaned forward. Why was the home paid in full rather than financed like other family properties? Robyn's lawyer answered carefully, they wished to avoid long-term debt. Christine's team fired back instantly. Then why does Coyote Pass still carry a lien? Why were Janelle's permits delayed over missing funds? The silence that followed was deafening. And then the smoking gun. Christine's attorney revealed an email dated October 2020 from Robyn to her private financial advisor. Please ensure the next disbursement is routed to our personal escrow, not the joint account. I'll sign for Kody. She wasn't just a bystander. She was the gatekeeper. Every closed door in that mansion was a financial decision that erased 3 women. And when asked later why she didn't confront it sooner, Christine simply said, I didn't know they paid cash. I thought it was a loan. Kody just told us we'll get our land later. While the family filmed Struggle, Kody and Robyn were playing Monopoly. But this time the properties were real and the losses were permanent. That mansion wasn't just a symbol of wealth, it was proof of betrayal. Because when Christine walked away, she left with nothing. No deed, no land, no reimbursement. Meanwhile, Robyn hosted holidays behind gated walls saying to cameras, I just want unity. Unity with who? Because on the deed, it was just Robyn and her reflection. As the session closed, the judge declared, we will proceed to evaluate all property acquisitions made from 2015 to present, including expenditures derived from show revenue and family trust accounts. This home is now central to the audit. Kody sat frozen. Robyn pale. And Christine? She just whispered to someone in the gallery, maybe a daughter, maybe a friend. It was never about the house. It was about what it proved. The next morning, the courtroom felt heavier. Day 1 was about the mansion. Day 2 was about the money no one knew was missing. Until now. Christine walked in calm, focused. No glam team, no performance. Just proof, a hard drive, a binder thicker than a college textbook, and 3 years of silence finally ready to speak. Brown versus Brown Estate and Trust Disclosure Hearing, Day 2. This wasn't about emotion anymore. It was about math. And math doesn't lie. Christine's attorney projected a timeline of the Brown Family Trust, established 2010, to support the housing, education, and welfare of all 18 children. Then came the numbers. 2014, went out to 240,000. 2016, 620,000 2018. During 2021, $74,000 a gasp spread through the courtroom. Nearly $2 million gone in just 3 years. Kody's jaw locked. Robyn's eyes glistened, not from guilt but exposure. Christine looked straight ahead, the embodiment of calm truth. This trust was meant to safeguard 18 children, her lawyer said. Instead, funds were withdrawn rapidly and without notice, except to one wife. Everyone knew which one. Then came the IRS report. Withdrawals marked as private tutoring, $18,900, security upgrades, $75,000, home furnishings, $12,600, specialized childcare, $41,200. Christine's lawyer circled one word, nanny. The same nanny Christine was told she didn't need. And then the final blow. A trust transfer sheet stamped and dated. Recipient, R. Brown, personal account, $380,000. The room went silent. Even Kody couldn't speak. Christine didn't need to. Her silence was louder than anything she could have said. What happened next sent a chill through the courtroom. Every sound, the shuffle of papers, the whisper of the air conditioning, seemed to vanish as the truth hit the air like thunder. This wasn't bookkeeping. This wasn't some harmless clerical update. This was a targeted transfer to one woman. A woman who told the cameras she just wanted fairness for everyone. Christine's attorney's voice cut through the silence like a blade. Immediately after this transfer, luxury upgrades were purchased. Custom cabinetry, a nursery remodel, reinforced security gates, and even a private educational consultant. And then, for the first time that day, Christine's voice trembled through the courtroom mics. "We didn't even have health insurance one year," she whispered. "While one family upgraded their closets, I was clipping coupons for braces." A hush. Then the accountant was called to the stand, a thin, nervous man who couldn't even meet her eyes. Christine's lawyer leaned in. "Were the other wives notified of changes to the trust structure?" The accountant swallowed hard. "No, I was instructed to update the beneficiaries to protect the legal marriage only." And just like that, the truth detonated. Mary, Janelle, Christine, erased from the family trust in 2019. The crowd gasped. Gone, not wives, not even listed as beneficiaries. Christine's hands tightened, holding on to years of faith, sacrifice, and blind trust. The next slide flashed on the projector. Trust revision. 2019, original beneficiaries, Mary Brown, Janelle Brown, Christine Brown, Robyn Brown, revised, Robyn Brown, children currently residing in the primary marital home. Christine didn't live there. Janelle didn't live there. Mary didn't live there. So whose children did that mean? The courtroom already knew the answer. Kody rubbed his forehead, but there was no sympathy in the room. This wasn't a man overwhelmed, this was a man exposed. Christine's lawyer pressed harder. Was Mrs. Christine Brown informed of her removal? The accountant hesitated. I was told to process it quietly. Instructed by whom? The silence stretched. Then the words dropped like a hammer. Mr. Brown. The room erupted in whispers. Not alleged. Not implied. Confirmed. For the first time, Kody didn't look confident. He looked cornered. The trust wasn't lost. It had been rerouted, straight into Robyn's name, under Kody's control. Then came the gut punch. Christine's lawyer placed a printed text on the table. A message from Kody to Christine dated February 2021. You chose to leave. Financial benefits come with staying loyal to the family unit. I will protect what I've built. Christine stared at the page. Then she smiled. Not the smile of victory. The smile of clarity. Truth, she whispered. I stayed loyal to our children. That was the family. Even the judge looked moved. Christine hadn't just lost money. She'd lost the life she built. The life she funded. The one she believed was shared, only to learn it was never meant to include her. Then came the next slide. Education fund ledger, zeroed out by 2020. That one hurt. Because fans remember, Christine paid for Isabel's surgery. Out of her own pocket. Not TLC, not Kody, Christine. And now in black and white proof that funding existed, it just vanished. In the back row, Janelle wiped away a tear. Mary stared at her hands. Families don't break in one loud moment. They break in silence, piece by piece. It wasn't that there wasn't money for the kids. There just wasn't money for the kids who didn't live under Robyn's roof. Then came the final blow. Christine's lawyer asked, "Was there ever a plan to restore the trust to include all family branches?" The accountant shook his head slowly. "No. I was told the long-term plan was to consolidate all assets under one marriage and convert remaining funds into equity in the new estate." One marriage, one estate, one winner. The plural dream had ended long before Christine ever packed a suitcase. The judge leaned forward, her tone sharp, final. Based on the documentation presented, this court orders a full forensic audit of the Brown family trust, bank records, all associated accounts, and sworn disclosure from both Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Kody blinked. Robyn inhaled sharply. Christine didn't flinch. This wasn't revenge. This was restoration. The judge paused, eyes narrowing. It appears the financial structure was altered to unjustly enrich one party at the expense of others. In legal terms, that's a warning shot. And then Christine spoke, calm, steady, fearless. "I raised kids in good faith. I contributed in good faith. I trusted in good faith. But loyalty without honesty isn't family. It's captivity, silence. Because truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs courage." And Christine had it in every breath. She didn't just leave a marriage, she escaped a financial prison disguised as faith. What began as a financial audit had turned into a forensic family reckoning. Christine hadn't just exposed who got what, she'd revealed who was never even counted. And as the new evidence came in, Mary's name had vanished completely. Janelle's so-called land turned out to be dust and deception, and a mysterious LLC tied to a secret Utah estate had surfaced. And for the first time, that property didn't have Kody's name on it at all. The next session was supposed to be routine. But when Christine's lawyer walked to the podium and clicked the projector, the screen didn't show numbers. It showed a title record. And in that moment, everyone knew. This story wasn't over. It was only just beginning. Over. It was only just beginning. Today, we step into the courtroom where years of deception, loyalty, and betrayal finally collided. The day the truth about Coyote Pass and the Brown family trust was dragged into the light. The clerk called the next exhibit. Coyote Pass, Parcel 3, owner Robyn A. Brown. A pause filled the air. The lawyer clicked again. Parcel 4, owner Robyn A. Brown. Another click. Parcel 5, title transferred to Brown Unity Holdings LLC. Registered agent Robyn Brown. And then, silence. The kind of silence that tightens a courtroom like a rope. Even the judge leaned forward, eyebrows raised. Christine's lawyer didn't rush. He simply said, "Mary Brown's name does not appear on a single parcel, despite public statements to the contrary." A ripple of shock, murmurs. He continued, "Mary wasn't just pushed out emotionally. She was erased legally." Let's pause here, because for years, fans watched Mary cling to hope. Distant but loyal, broken but faithful. She stayed when Christine left. She smiled through the pain. She played the role of the forgiving wife, the loyal soldier in a war she didn't start. And for what? Not even a square foot of land. The screen changed. An internal family memo from 2019 appeared. Land usage and long-term planning. The notes showed future homes for Kody and Robyn, Janelle's potential build site, even guest house options. Mary's name? Missing. Erased. Gone. Christine's lawyer clicked again. A timeline now filled the projector screen. 2017, Kody says publicly, "We're working on things." 2018, he tells producers, "I'm not in love with her." 2019, privately files a legal statement removing Mary as co-trustee. Stamped, signed, hidden. It sat buried in estate files, never meant to be seen until Christine's audit forced it into daylight. "This shows a pattern, Your Honor," the lawyer said firmly. Not preference, removal. Kody squirmed in his seat. Robyn whispered something to her attorney. Mary, sitting quietly in the back row, didn't flinch. She just closed her eyes, confirming what her heart already knew. She stayed loyal to a family that erased her name and cashed her check. Then came Janelle. If Mary was erased, Janelle was deceived. On the screen appeared that unforgettable season 17 clip. Janelle standing on the dirt, smiling proudly. This is mine. This is where I'm building my future. But the truth said otherwise. Her name appeared on no deed. Her lot was never legally hers. It was collateral, tied to Robyn's property tax deferments. That's right. Janelle's trailer sat on land used to secure tax breaks for Robyn, a tenant, and she didn't even know it. Christine's lawyer said it plainly. She was asked to contribute financially to a shared dream without even a basic title claim. That's not family. That's a financial trap. Janelle's dream plot was a lie, a hope sold to keep her quiet. Then, just as the judge was about to call for recess, Christine's team dropped a folder on the table labeled LLC Activity, Utah. Inside, a sealed envelope from the Utah Secretary of State, postmarked May 2022. One sheet of paper. Heritage Hills Consulting LLC. At first it looked harmless. But then Christine's lawyer followed the money trail. Your Honor, she said, this LLC purchased a 3-acre estate in St. George, Utah in late 2022, quietly, off record. She clicked again. A photo appeared, a sprawling Adobe-style mansion with mountain views and gated security, valued at $870,000, but here's the twist. Kody's name? Not on it. Robyn's name? Not there either. The sole authorized signatory, Dayton J. Brown, Robyn's son, a 22-year-old student listed as the controlling agent of a near $1 million property. The courtroom gasped. Then came the hammer. Christine's lawyer continued, we traced the funding source. The money came directly from the Brown Family Trust, a withdrawal of $212,000 made just 11 days before the property closed. While the family was fighting over Coyote Pass in Arizona, Robyn's son was signing papers for a new estate in Utah. And here's the kicker. Not one of the other children received anything. No college fund, no real estate, no trust distribution. Only Robyn's branch benefited. The judge leaned forward. Counsel, is this LLC tied to any shared family structure? Christine's lawyer didn't blink. No, Your Honor. It appears to have been designed to hide ownership while drawing from shared funds. Translation? A shell company. A cover story. A getaway car built out of legal loopholes. By now, the courtroom was spellbound. Christine sat still, calm, composed. She didn't need to speak. The evidence spoke for her. Then came the verdict's drumroll. The lawyer's closing statement. Your Honor, we've now shown that 3 wives were promised futures they never legally owned, while the legal wife built an empire, positioning her own children as heirs. The judge nodded slowly. And then came the order that changed everything. I am authorizing a temporary freeze on all property transfers associated with the Brown Family Trust and its linked LLCs pending full forensic review. Kody flinched. Robyn whispered frantically, and in the gallery, Mary opened her eyes. Janelle exhaled. Christine closed her binder. This wasn't revenge. This was justice, the truth, finally given a microphone. They weren't just left behind emotionally. They were cut out financially, silently, and legally. 4 explosive sessions later, after secret transfers, erased wives, and luxury homes hidden under shell companies, Christine Brown walked into court one last time. No cameras. No fanfare. Just her binder and the truth. And this time she wasn't asking for closure. She was demanding consequences. Because after all the lies, all the signatures, and all the erased names, Christine Brown finally made the law say what her heart already knew. She was never the problem. She was the proof. She was the proof.